Hey, welcome back to Squarebody Stuff. I am Chad. This is Cream Puff, my 79 short bed. We're going to be changing the oil on Cream Puff this morning. So I know it's kind of a basic task, but there's bound to be somebody out there that this could help. But something you need to realize is there's a lot of people out there that may not even know how to change the oil, and that's okay. Don't worry about it. That's what this kind of video is for. I'm going to walk you through the steps of your basic oil change, and this will apply to about any vehicle out there. Now your oil filter is going to be a different location possibly. Where you fill your oil up is at a different location. What type of oil you use is going to be specific to your vehicle. I'm going to go over those specifics on this truck itself, but if you got a different vehicle, you need to consult your owner's manual or look it up on the internet to find out exactly what kind of oil and filter and stuff you need to be using and where everything's located. Now on this truck, and most of my trucks, I use on all my vehicles except for my Duramax, I use Castrol GTX. I've used it for as long as I can remember. That's what my dad always used, so that's just what I've always used. Never had any problem with it. You can get it about anywhere. This truck I run 2050. Another thing I've used for a lot of years and really happy with the results is some Lucas oil stabilizer and Wix oil filters. So without any further ado, let's get to changing the oil. Alright, first thing you'll need to do is get your vehicle up on some good sturdy jack stands to where you got plenty of room to work underneath it. Now the next thing you'll need to do is locate your drain plug. Get you a good drain pan and loosen up the drain plug. Get your drain pan where hopefully it'll catch it all without making a big mess. Have you some paper towels handy while you're under there. Next you'll need to locate your oil filter, and if possible, if your oil filter is close enough, like on this truck, you can take it loose and let it drain the same time you're draining your oil. Some oil filters are in a different location where you either got to have two catch pans or wait till your engine oil drains to take your oil filter loose. And if your oil filter is too tight to get with by hand, which a lot of times it will be, you got a set of oil filter wrenches and like a big pair of pliers, or you can get the band type. There are several different types of oil filter wrenches you can get. This is just the type that I have. They're still not the easiest to get in there. A lot of times all you need to do is just get it moving. Like that. And once you get it loose, you can just let it hang there and drain for a little bit. Now I like to let it sit and drain for quite a while. This isn't a Jiffy Lube. I've got plenty of time. Just let it drain until it's pretty much quit dripping out of the oil pan. It may take a little while. And I'm also doing this with the cold engine, so the oil's a little bit thicker, so it may take a little bit longer for it to drain out. If your oil filter is straight up and down like it is on my application, I prefer to fill it full of oil before you install it. That way your engine doesn't have to pump it full of oil before it's, everything starts circulating, because it'll have to fill that up before it starts circulating through the motor. Now if your oil filter is on sideways or upside down, however it is, or at an angle, you may not be able to fill it up or pre-fill it, and that's okay. It'll be fine. Your engine has enough lubrication in it to handle a startup, and until the oil starts flowing and everything, it'll be okay. But my preferred method, if you can fill it up, fill it up. So here's what I do. I'll take the oil filter out of the box, set it like that. Then I'll take my oil, pour it right down the middle. Just keep filling. It takes a while. Now I won't show you the whole process of that. It actually does take a little bit of time to do that, but while you're doing this, your oil's draining into the pan. And you can also be checking other stuff out. So I'll fill it up, let it settle, fill it up, let it settle until it won't take any more. You don't want a whole bunch over the top because you can actually make a mess, Screwing it up in there. Then the other main thing to do is, before you put your oil filter on, is you'll need to spread just a nice thin layer of the fresh oil. It doesn't have to be much. You can actually take a little bit of this oil out of here. Just a nice thin layer of oil around that O-ring. That helps it seal and keeps it from getting stuck. Alright, as you can see, my oil filter is pretty well full now. We'll get back underneath the truck. I'll bring the oil filter with me and get it put on, get the drain plug put back in. I'll let it down off the jack stands and start adding oil. Now we're back underneath the truck. First thing I'm going to do, clean off my drain plug. Make sure your gasket's good. If it's not good, if it's tore up, you'll need to make a trip to your auto parts store and get you a new gasket or a whole new plug. And this one's pretty well brand new. When I done some work on this motor, had it out, I put a new plug in it. Make sure it's tight. Don't want to over tighten this. You just want to get it good and seated. Clean off your drips. Take a rag, clean off where your oil filter was. Make sure it's good and clean. Get that out of the way. Now take our oil filter. Get it started. Spin it on there. And it's just got to be hand tight. Do not over tighten your oil filter, because it's a pain in the butt to get them back off if they're too tight. If they are too tight, you may have to drive a screwdriver or something into them to get them off of there. It's not fun. I've done it before. But they do not have to be super tight. Alright, now we've got our vehicle back down on the ground. And our drain plug is tight. Oil filter is on. Now you need to locate where you need to fill your oil at. On this motor, it's right here, nice and handy. If you have an older Squarebody, they may be actually back there on the back corner on the driver's side. That's the factory location. For some reason, they like to put them back there. When I had this motor apart, I switched the valve covers to where the oil fill is right there, nice and handy. Put a funnel in there, make it nice and easy to not make a mess. When I was younger, I always tried to challenge myself to hit the hole without a funnel, then I'd make a mess. So I've gotten over that. And what I'll do, since I run an additive, is I'll put about a little over half of my engine oil in, what I need. Then I'll put the Lucas in, and then I'll finish it off with the engine oil, bring it up to the proper level. Now the proper level on your vehicle will be probably different than this one, so you need to check your specifications to know how much oil you need to put in your specific motor. Alright, now that I've got most of the oil I need in there, I may need a little bit more just to top it off, but I've got plenty in there. I'm going to go ahead and start it up, let it run for just a couple minutes. Don't give it any gas, don't rev it up or nothing like that. Just let it run for a couple minutes, sit there and idle, and let the oil circulate a little bit. Then shut it off, give it a couple minutes, check your oil level with your dipstick. If you need a little bit more oil, go ahead and top it off. Oil pressure's come up. Alright, now I'll let it sit here and idle for just a few minutes, and I'll shut it off and we'll check the oil. Well, hopefully that's helped you out on an oil change. If you had any questions about it, I know your vehicle may be a little bit different than mine, but it's all pretty much the same. So just main thing is make sure you don't have any oil leaks when you get done. Make sure your oil level is at the right level on your dipstick when you get done, and you pretty much got the job done right. So make sure you check out these videos over here. Hit the subscribe button over here. Go down in my description below, and I've got some links to either the playlist on this truck. I've got links to my Teespring store, so you can check out my merchandise. There's some other links down there you might want to check out. But until next time, y'all keep your square bodies rolling, and we'll catch you later.